I think we need to have an honest conversation regarding Kamado Tanjiro, the protagonist of Demon Slayer, and why I don't hate or dislike him. What a weird thing to say, Like, why would I not just say why I like him? It's the mere fact that I don't dislike him from the attributes that are on display that surprises me. And it probably surprises some of you who are fans of the series. I'm sure, unlike myself, you guys are far less cynical, but you get bored of certain characters. And what I mean by that is I've disliked other characters for less when they're too good, too cookie cutter, too innocent, vanilla, and it just gets boring. An example in anime is Deku from My Hero Academia. I dropped the series. Maybe I should pick it up. I heard it's getting good again, but it was getting boring. Whenever I saw him, I was like, oh, here we go, Mr. Oh, I just want to be a good guy, blah, blah, blah. The epitome of the good guy. And if you want to go outside of anime, look at wrestling, WWE. John Cena was the face of WWE for a long time and still is for many of you lot, even though he's invisible. But he was too much of a goody two-shoes and then he just became boring. The terminology is called stale, when it just loses its flavor and it just doesn't become appealing, and the overall product therefore becomes less and less favorable in your eyes, and then you drop it. You can't have a doner kebab twice a day, every day for 7 days. Some might, but can you maintain that over a month, over 2 months? Probably not. What I'm saying is, I'm surprised that I don't have that feeling with Demon Slayer, and the reason why I think that is because Demon Slayer is very simple, bareback story. It cuts back all of the fluff and it's just a simple basic story that does it very, very well, but it doesn't overindulge in what it does very well. It doesn't overindulge or try to shove it down your throat. It does the foundations very, very well. Let me give you an example. It looks good, it sounds good, and therefore it makes me and makes you feel good after you watch an episode. But when you focus on Tanjiro, he's not the focal point because there's so many other things that are being done so well, but it doesn't oversaturate your senses in your mind. I'm like, okay, Tanjiro, you're a goody two-shoes, but you strip it back. He just wants to save his sister, who is right next to him, who is always in the picture, and you can just put a demon to his motive. When you look at Luffy, Naruto, Asta, they just want to be the strongest. They want to be an expert in their field. A pirate king, a Hokage, a wizard king is a status that they're trying to achieve. Whereas Tanjiro, well, he's reminding us every frame that he's in that this is all for his sister. It's not from an innate, oh, I'm just trying to be the best person or the best goody two-shoes that I can be to be the best demon slayer. No, these are all byproducts of his drive. His very simple, clear-cut, direct drive to just save his sister. And that's why I think that I wasn't bored, and nor do I dislike Tanjiro. It allows me to surprise myself when you learn more and more about his character, well, more about his lore and what he can possess, such as, spoiler alert, with Nezuko having that demonic form that we see in season 2, and Tanjiro being able to tap into another form of breathing to overall become stronger. It makes you more intrigued about their family lineage, but it doesn't take away from their character, which is very simple, very basic. Why is it that I just don't dislike him? Maybe it's because of the other supporting cast that are so different to him, yet they are under the umbrella of, oh, we're the Demon Slayers. Like, I really like the team of Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu. I feel like they complement each other, and it's very important to know that a character alone, simple as he may be, cannot really carry the story. They need to be complemented by other characters, by the theme and just the general narrative. And I feel like Demon Slayer has done that very well, and it just doesn't feel like it's heavy. It's very light, but it's very flavoursome. It's having a nice dish, and every bite is quite different at every little spoonful, instead of a mouthful of intense flavour, but then when you have the second mouthful, the flavour just dulls down ever so slightly. Am I being a cynic, or have you guys had this idea or feeling before? And I believe that in shonen, especially in recent times, there's been a shift in how we consume it. We don't get satisfied by the same things 10, 15 years ago. And that's largely because of social media and streaming services, which have affected our means of paying attention. We just can't pay attention anymore. We can't wait a couple hundred episodes or a few years for a payoff as we were able to before, because there's never been a larger collection, a larger library of us to soothe our attention, and that is problematic in the long run. I feel as if that Tanjiro doesn't have the flair compared to how other characters used to have, like Naruto. Yeah, he wants to be the best and he's a very good guy, but he was a cheeky guy. He had a little bit of delinquency in him. He likes to cause a bit of trouble. Luffy, he's not really a complete hero. He's very selfish, like Goku, like Asta. They want to achieve a goal in mind. The lack of selfishness and complete selflessness attributed to Tanjiro for the sake of his sister is different. Tanjiro is different in the way that he's not trying to be different and is trying to be very simple. And that's not a bad thing.